Hello.
All right, to get us started with Lewis, we'll go to Mark Weiser, then Jake Rowe.
Hey, Lewis, how are you?
How you doing?
Hey, how did you guys have kind of had different bodies playing at safety? How did Latavius do the other day when Christopher came out?
I think Brennan answered the call well. Of course, he made some good plays. He was playing fast. He was playing physical. But the thing is, he prepared well in practice, and it showed in the games.
Hey, Lewis, concerning the defense and coming out and playing like you guys did against Missouri, was, Larry Roundtree was, I guess, on a little bit of a roll there. Was there I know there's a focused effort on stopping the run every week, but did you guys kind of take that to heart, knowing that he had a few really good games in a row, that he was the centerpiece of their offense, and you kind of knew you had to stop him to do what you wanted to do defensively?
Yeah, I mean, they have a good running game going, and from their past games, and he's been, a key point of their team. And of course, we, put him in a thought of, all right, we got to stop the run. Run is something they really do well, and we did that well. And at the end of the day, I don't know how much they ended with when it comes to rushing yards, but we're really happy with what we did on stopping the run.
Next, we'll go to Chip Towers and Anthony Dasher.
Lewis, you're still a relatively young player. Monty Rice is an old vet. He just got nominated as a Butkus Award finalist this week. What's your observations of him as a football player and an X and O guy in there in the middle of the defense?
I'll give you both football player and then off the field. Monty is in person off the field, and on the field he's an amazing leader. He's lead by example. His effort is amazing. He's one of those guys I look up to in the way he carries himself on the field, grinds on the field, play by play by play by play. He's going to give you his 100%, and frankly, he deserves that award. And hopefully, it goes his way. And off the field, he just carries himself right. He doesn't get in trouble. He does what he's supposed to do, and he does things right.
Thank you.
Lewis, good to see you. One of the guys in your signing class, Dwan Mathies, announced today that he's going to transfer to Temple. Just kind of wonder if you could just kind of, I know you're friends with him and all that, kind of reflect on his time here and what kind of fit you think you'll be with the Owls.
It was unfortunate he had to transfer, but I hope everything goes well for Dwan at Temple. But Dwan's an amazing player. He's very athletic, very smart guy. And I know that his time here was quite short, but I feel Dwan will do amazing things at Temple.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Seth Emerson, then Brandon Sudge.
Brandon, I'm just curious. I know it's hard to kind of sum this up on a Zoom in a minute or whatever, but what has this year been like for a college football player like you, being kind of bubbled up, trying to get through a college football season? You're still here mid-December, still playing after all the uncertainty. How would you describe what this year has been like for a college football player like yourself?
It's been very odd and weird, of course, because the goal is for us, it's supposed to be we play week to week to week, and sometimes games gotten canceled on us. And the thing with that is, pushes the season further and further and further out. And of course, that's not something we want, but you gotta adapt to that. You gotta adapt to COVID. You gotta adapt to guys, catching COVID and guys having to sit out or missing guys, injuries and all that. Everything has comes into that. But the season's just been strange in ways I can't even speak of.
Has it been like just all football, basically? You're avoiding parties, you're avoiding social gatherings?
The thing with me, I already said this in the beginning, this year was very important to me because it was introduction to Lewis Cine type thing. And I had to play my cards right and have to play everything careful. And I go out. If it's not practice, it's not games, I stay in.
Hey, Lewis, can you try to put yourself in the shoes and say, if you were a high school prospect right now trying to figure out which school you wanted to go to, how difficult would that be to do it strictly over a video call, not being able to go in person anywhere. Can you imagine being in that situation?
I would say it's very hard for recruit because I would say taking trips and traveling and being able to be around coaches, around players was something that made a big impact of me at the end knowing what school I wanted to go to. I don't feel like talking on Zoom or talking on a video call, you really get the feel for anything because you're not getting a feel for anything. You're just talking on the phone, you know? You're not around the environment of the players, the environment of the coaches. You're not getting a vibe for the school. So that makes it harder on guys picking schools. I mean, did they pick the school that's right for them? Who knows? I mean, is it going to work out well? Who knows? But it's just something you just got to deal with.
Palmer Toms and then Connor Riley.
Yeah, Lewis, you said this was the introduction to Lewis Cine year. How would you judge your first year, your introduction, and where do you think you still have to improve? Obviously, there's still football left to be played, but where do you think you can still grow?
Could you repeat that question? That last part, percent?
Yeah, obviously there's still football left to be played. In your introduction year, but where do you think you still have to grow as a football player?
Of course, I have a lot of places to grow. I say that I have to be a student of the game in ways of I play fast, of course, but I could play faster. I could see things faster. I could see things before they happen way faster. I feel like that's really important being a student of the game. And if I have to stay and live in the film room or live in where they're watching film, I'm going to do that in the offseason. So I have to run more, to be more explosive, if I got to lift more in the offseason, I'm going to do that. I just got to do more just so next season I can, be the type of player that I see myself being and think about in my head. But I feel like this year I've done a lot of good things considering the fact of, the type of moment we're going through with COVID and everything. And, I just answer the bell for my team. That's all.
Hey, Lewis, when you were going through the recruiting process a few years ago, Mel Tucker was going to be your position coach and he was Georgia's defensive coordinator, and then he gets hired to be the head coach at Colorado. When that happened, you were committed to Georgia, but how did that sort of coaching changes, how did that impact your recruitment? And as a former recruit, how much do you evaluate coaches versus the actual institution that you were going to, knowing that the coach might leave?
The thing with coaching is coaches leave, come and go. I mean, it's a definite thing. It's no question about it. Mel Tucker left. I mean, that's what a lot of coaches are going to do. They want to upgrade to another level of coaching or get a different opportunity. And the fact that Mel Tucker did that for himself, it's awesome. And, he's still coaching at Michigan State. But with me, it's, it was more than just a coach, It was me more than just a coach. I fell in love with, what Georgia had to offer me and educational wise and football, of course. But Mel was not just I didn't just build a relationship with Mel. I built a relationship with almost all the coaches, with being Kirby, with all the other coaches. So that's what happened with me.
All right. Thank you, Lewis. Have a great rest of your Monday.
Thank you, you too.